Campbell, the top 5 pick, was carted to the locker room with what looked like an apparent lower leg injury, whether that be knee or ankle. It looked serious for Campbell. New England, 10-2 after this 26-20 victory. All right, back with the MAC. 9 in a row. Now a 10-win team in the New England Patriots. It's impressive stuff right now. We do have some good to focus on, but I do want your point of view on what the loss of that left tackle means moving forward, because you pair your quarterback from a year ago with a rookie tackle, and it's all going according to plan. We're not going to speculate here, but it looks like an extended amount of time for Will Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, and Will just started to really play some really, really good football. We know the potential there. They utilized a high first-round draft pick on him because of his skill set, and that was a dire need for the New England Patriots based on what we saw occur in 2024. So we're not going to speculate, but it didn't look good. He needed help to walk off the football field. They carted him back into the locker room. He had a towel over his head. So you just never know. But this is the life in the National Football League, right? It's a next man up mentality. Unfortunately, things happen to key players, but you have to make sure you have the depth that is needed for you to be able to sustain a high level of play. In this matchup, it's a very, very scary situation for a little bit in the fourth quarter, but they found a way to win, and that's the most important thing. You know, you lost Will Campbell for the game. Hopefully it's nothing super severe, but you won this ball game, because if they would have lost this ball game, this would have been an ugly loss.
It's an offense for the Patriots that continues to churn even after Campbell leaves the game. We're looking at 392 total yards, about 6 yards per play. Drake Maye continues to play really solid football. Maybe not as sharp as the standard he set in games prior, but still gets the job done, and plenty with his 294 through the air, a touchdown and an interception. When you look at this offense, it feels like they have a couple different levers to pull. They run the ball effectively. Drake Maye's throwing the ball with great anticipation. How difficult does it make them to defend, even when the personnel packages maybe aren't top 5 group in the NFL?
And that tells you how good Drake Maye has been, because I agree with you. Their personnel, in terms of the skill position on the offensive side, we would never say they're one of the best or in that best conversation. But because of the quarterback and how well he's been performing, we're seeing Keyshawn Butte play lights out. Of course, we know who Stephon Diggs. You look at Hunter Henry. I mean, they got Douglas. They got a lot of guys that have really exceeded the expectations. I would love to see them become better in the red zone, though, Joe. You talk about what they did in totality in the stat book. They became a bit stagnant in the red zone, and that kept Cincinnati afloat in terms of trying to steal one from the New England Patriots. So when you look at red zone football, they were 0 for 2 in the red zone. Either it was a turnover on downs, or they were settling for field goals. Against Cincinnati's defense, you would think you score points. Other offenses have scored points against Cincinnati's defense in weeks past, heck, years past also, I'm sorry. But for today, it felt like the red zone efficiency and chemistry wasn't there for New England. And hats off to their defense, because their defense puts points on the scoreboard. Drake Maye and his offense only scored 19 points. 19 points against Cincinnati? No one is thinking that could be a reality. But today, it was a reality for the Patriots, but Patriots did what good teams do. They found a way to win, and they won.
They don't ask how, just how many, and it's now 10 for the New England Patriots, who sit there at the top of the division with greater designs here in year 2 of their young quarterback. More to come here on CBS Sports HQ as we take a look at some numbers. Bengals with and without Joe Burrow. Mac, a quick thought here, because we're looking at a 3-8 Bengals team. Why would be my question. You know, you got Joe Burrow's availability opening up. Practice window is open. Question becomes why at this point in the season.
Man right there on the graphic. Yeah. Zach Taylor. I want to keep my seat as warm as possible, not hot, right? And if you keep Joe Burrow on the sideline, you're probably not going to win any ball games, potentially.
See what it looks like moving forward. Exactly. A quick turnaround here for Cincinnati. Maybe Joe Cool can impart some of that cool in his return.
Steelers week this season, you go into independent contractor mode, meaning I'm doing what's best for my situation. All right, how many reps am I get? How healthy I can stay? Because you're telling me, I mean, Joe practiced this week, right?
Yeah. Right.
He practiced this week. So we're watching him practice like, all right, maybe we got Joe. Let's go try to win a football game. And then you take him away. It's like, we know how the season's being looked at up top. Yes. All right. Pack that U-Haul. The season's over. Stay healthy for the rest of the week.
Yeah, it's not about this year. Yeah. This is about next year. I don't hate this decision not to play Joe. Listen, this is about the future, right? Again, he's ahead of schedule. We didn't even expect him to be back. He's almost a month ahead. I like practicing a little prudence here. They do play, obviously, this next week, and hopefully he'll be playing. I do think it's ironic, no Jamar Chase, no Joe Burrow. I think it would be interesting to see if he was playing and if Joe would be out there, if he had both his guys. But yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, I think with Chase not playing, this is the only decision.
Yeah.
You put him back there, and look, guys, let's face it. When Joe Burrow comes back, are you really getting Joe Burrow? I think Joe Flacco might be a better chance to win right now because Burrow's been so rusty. No, I'm saying because Burrow's been so rusty. He's a month ahead of schedule. You said it yourself. Does that mean he's all the way back? No chance. No chance. Practice in full, I get it. There's no way you're a month ahead of schedule and you're going to risk putting him out there when you don't have your best receiver on a 3-win season. Hell with that, man. This is a franchise quarterback.
I want to go to the New England. I want to go to the New England Patriots.
I'm glad you said that.
Forget the Bengals.
Yeah.
Forget
You're going to light them up.
They're done. Okay. Well, they're done. All right. This is a new role reversal for the Patriots. Now you're finally. Now people see you. You're the 9-2 team, right, Moss?
Yeah.
You're now the favorite. What are you going to do going into this game?
You know, when I heard Kimberly Martin talking to Yoshivas, the wide receiver that's going to have to step up today. I seen the New England Patriots team a couple weeks ago. You know, being able to look at Trayvon Henderson, the young running back, very impressed. Getting Ramondre Stevenson back from an injury. But here we are, Trayvon Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, you talking about something that haven't been seen in New England in a long time, and that's the back with the ability to hit the home run anywhere on the football field. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from this young running back led by Drake Maye. But let me switch it on the defensive side, because when I was out on that field and looked at a guy like Christian Gonzalez, I was sitting up there thinking like, "Ooh, that's a solid cornerback back there, big size." And on the other side, they got a guy by the name of Carlton Davis. So big, stout cornerbacks on the outside. So Yoshivas of what he was talking about, Kimberly Martin, they're talking about the next man up. All eyes is on the second wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals. And the reason why, we know what Mike Vrabel and these cornerbacks are going to do. They're going to make it very hard for T. Higgins.
Exactly. He's going to get doubled off.
How many times do we see these teams throughout the course of the year? They play up or down to their competition.
Yes.
Right.
And that's it. This is what Vrabel is preaching this week, to play one way. Every single week, the same way. If you're playing the Bills, if you're playing the Bengals, it's the same product on the field. It's what a new head coach tries to establish with his team. I'm excited to see this one, because do they come out ready to go, or it's
what they supposed to do.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
What they supposed to do.
Exactly.
Randy, two things that stand out to me in this game. You said it. I think T. Higgins is going to get doubled all day, right?
Yes.
Like if you're Mike Vrabel, it's anybody but T. Higgins. And then on the other side of the ball, I mean, are the Patriots going to run for 200 or 250 yards on the ground
That's
today, right? Like
this
porous Cincinnati defense, you're going to see a heavy dose of the ground and pound.
Yep, they're getting Ramondre Stevenson back as well. So they have Henderson, they have Stevenson. They should be able to run the ball. There's Drake Maye right there.
We're seeing this kid on the screen, Drake Maye. I want to pump the brakes on my enthusiasm as a former Patriot so much, because what I see is so positive. And then all of the MVP talk and the number one seed talk is like, are we really seeing this already with this kid? It's just great, exciting things that are happening.
We're building the hype. We're building the hype up, and Brew, you already know the Patriot way. They stay below the radar. So we like what we're seeing coming out of New England.
Let's go, Drake.
And a little scheduling quirk that I think is worth noting. I think this is important here. The Patriots, because of the placement of their bye and when their games are scheduled, they're going to go a 30-day stretch here sort of late in the season in which they only play 2 games. And those games, by the way, are Cincinnati and